So, good evening, everyone. It is a great pleasure to welcome you to the Crowdsource South Africa info session. And I'm really excited to share Crowdsource with everyone today and just tell you why it's amazing and just share on how you can make quality contributions. So, a little bit about me. My name is Jessica Randall. I'm based in Cape Town, South Africa. I am currently a Women Tech Make ambassador, and I'm going to say about to be a crowdsource influencer. And then my code, as you can see on the screen, is CC7A1A. So when you download Crowdsource, so if you use the application, these are the places that you can put it into. So if you go to the Crowdsource app and you go into settings, then you can use my code to download the app. And then you can do the same thing for web. If you go to the web settings, and then you'll see an invite code in your code, and you put your invite code in that space. Basically, Google's main mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible, so that it's accessible globally and that it's useful. In order to make Google's mission possible, we use AI and ML, and they play an important role with helping Google achieve this mission by improving our products. So this is really cool because AI is everywhere, and as you can see, lots of people using it. It's really super helpful. It makes things easier, and you can search for photos, specific words. You can break down language barriers. I mean, Google Translate. You can type emails on the go, and then it has like the predictive typing, and you can get things done with Google Assistant. It will remind you that you have things that need to be done. So AI is really nice, and it really helps you in new and exciting ways. But also, all things AI need a lot of data that goes into it, and that's where we come in. We contribute to this data. And also, machine learning models are also useful, but it's also based on the amount of quality data that you give it. So if you give it a lot of quality data and you give it many examples, then it will slowly begin to recognize the patterns and like recognize that this is a dog and then this is a specific type of dog. So it's really useful. And Google uses machine learning models to kind of organize and group their data. So that's why machine learning is really important. Okay, so this, as you can see on the screen, is a picture of a bride. So usually when you search photos for brides on Google, this image will be displayed. This is because most of the information from the Western world, or 55% of the information on the internet, is English, and most of it is based on the best of the US traditions or culture. So that's what you would get most when you search for bride on Google. But that's not really quality for those who don't celebrate in that way, and they don't necessarily dress like that to be a bride. So we want to make sure that all brides will be identifiable through Google search. And that's where Google Crowdsource comes in, and that's how we contribute so that you'll be able to see different brides from different parts of the world, and you'll be able to recognize that, oh, that is a bride. And therefore your culture and religion will be represented. See, so Google Photos can easily find pictures of pancakes in your photo library. Those are like the types of things that Google can see, and then obviously it's really easy to recognize pancakes. So it's really easy to recognize Western food or food that is most often looked up, but it's really hard to identify foods of like local foods or foods that are endemic to your country. So this is an example. It can't identify photos of paneer because there's a lack of representation from Asian countries and Latin American and Africa. And paneer is actually from India. It's a cottage cheese. So we all know that machine learning models need like large volumes of data, but also volumes of high quality data so that they can distinguish between things that look very similar, but are actually exactly not the same. They can be served on the same dish, but then the machine learning model will be able to tell that they're not the same. So that's really important. So that's why machine learning is really important. So as you can see on the screen, those are two dishes. They look the same, but they're not. One is nem in Vietnam, and the other one is papaya goreng in Singapore. So this is an example of why you need large volumes of data, but they also need to be high quality data so that they can distinguish between very similar items, even if they're placed together on the same color plate. Here's another example of how you can spot the difference. Yeah, so the one on the left is Nem Kion in Vietnam, and then the one on the right is Papaya Bash in Malaysia. So they look similar, but not exactly the same. So sometimes like a machine learning model will like look at color or how things are similar in wording, but they're not actually the same. Things that sound the same, they might associate that with something that has a similar spelling. So this is an example of that. So obviously on the left, you know it's a Chihuahua because you're obviously being exposed to like dogs. The computer won't necessarily know that, but it sounds, the wording or how it's spelled sounds to similar to chocolate cookie. Both start with a C and they both look brown. That's why machine learning is important. So obviously, to solve this problem, we need to get like not even hundreds of images, we need millions of images from all around the world to train machine learning models, which is where we come in. So I'm just going to give you a few examples. I looked up some things that are from South Africa and only South Africans will know about it. You can help train a machine learning model, for example, for like different types of local food. So biltong is a well-known snack in South Africa, and Cook Sisters is a well-known confectionery in South Africa. It's just an example of how you can train your machine learning model to look for local foods within your country. But only someone who is like familiar with South Africa's local cuisine can confidently name each type. So like there's different types of Cook Sisters, and only like someone who really knows would be able to tell the difference between the types. The images are I just put together a few images of some of the South African chefs well known in South Africa. Okay, so the next part is a bit complex. So languages are very complex. When it comes to translation and like translation into other languages, it can produce very little information because almost everything is in English. Our country has like 12 national languages. In order to like translate dinosaurs into Zulu or Xhosa, sometimes the translation is missed and Google doesn't translate it properly. So yeah, this is a nice example. It's about a dinosaur. So you can search Allosaurus and it will give you like lots of knowledge about that type of specific dinosaur in English. But if you search it in a different language like Hindi, it won't give you all that information. It just gives you what it is. It doesn't give you like any other additional pictures. It doesn't give you any other additional bio like the English version, as you can see on the screen. So that's like one of the flaws or things that we are missing, because almost everything is in English, but not everyone is familiar with English. So the one thing like about humans or like people in general, when you ask them like, what activity do you find to be exciting, fun, or scary? People's opinions are subjective, which means it's influenced by what they have done before, maybe what their parent likes or what they like. Opinions are really subjective and biased. So you can't really say these are fun things to do and those are not fun things to do. So like searches like that are kind of hard. So basically, it depends on who you ask, and it may vary for demographics and geography of that place. So like maybe I find bowling exciting, but maybe someone somewhere else within our country doesn't find bowling exciting. Okay, so now that we've like gone through all the reasons why artificial intelligence is awesome, why machine learning is really important, why we need to make information globally accessible, I'm going to speak about crowdsource and what is crowdsource exactly. Crowdsource is a really enjoyable, simple way to use your abilities, contribute to the building blocks of artificial intelligence. And your contributions to crowdsource can help improve many of the Google applications like Google Translate, Maps, Photos, Assistant, and many more. So like many people would ask like, why crowdsource? So basically we need your help in making Google products or Google applications work more inclusively for everyone around the world, so that it learns more about our country and our culture and our religions and what is important to us. And that's how it's really useful. Basically, we help make products more useful to other people. And when you contribute to Crowdsource, you will help maps, translate, lens, photos, and Android to work better for your local community. And artificial intelligence powers some of the most experiences in your favorite applications and products. Basically, it learns these skills by studying many examples. And the more examples you give it about your language, religion, or culture, the more it will recognize your language, religion, or culture and becomes better example for your community because there is knowledge about their language, religion, and culture, and it's open to the world, globally accessible. Okay, so it's super fun and it's really easy to use. So super fun, really easy to use. And then Crowdsource Android and web, it allows you to like make quick answers in a gamified UI, and it helps you to generate diverse training data for machine learning. So there are many different activities you can do on Crowdsource. I personally like the typing one because I recognize handwriting, even if it's like not really great handwriting. I'm really good at that. I have really good attention to details. I like using that specific part, but there also is like image capturer, which is where you can like, they'll give you an image and they'll ask you, is there a car in this image? And then it's just your basic like recognition skills. Can you identify that this is a car and then this is a truck and then this is a bus, and a car and a truck and a bus are not the same thing. So it's really super fun and interesting. And it is in a gamified way. So you get points for every contribution that you do. And contributions are like, based on the quality of your contribution, you'll get a point or points. And each activity has different number of points. So depends which one you do. So there are many different ways you can contribute. There is the image label verification, where, like I said, like if it asks you, is there a car in this image, then you must say yes, no, or skip. If you're not sure, you can skip, because we're all about giving quality contributions to the Crowdsource app. So if you're not sure, rather skip and then try again later. It will reappear somewhere along the line. And then the next one is the handwriting recognition, which is the one I love, where you have to recognize what the word says. And then translation. I'm not really good at this one, but I know this might be of interest to many other people, especially in the audience. But basically, they will give you like maybe something, a sentence in English, and you must translate it into your home language, and then you get like points for that. And then the next one is translation validation. Basically, like you tick on X for all the questions. Like you use your best judgment. And then the next one is image capture, the one I told you about. You can capture image from any of the categories, and then I think you upload it, and then it'll give you like points for that. I've never used it, so I use the web version, but I'm sure on the Android version on Play Store, when you download the app, it has many more activities for you to try. And then you can level up with points. So as you can see, there are 50 levels in total. So basically, when you get to a certain level, you start unlocking badges and levels on Crowdsource. And each level's got like some of the levels have specific like opportunities that open up. So I think on level 3, the badges open. Level 7, you get access to the newsletter. Level 17, you get to have a Google Hangout with the Google team. Level 25, you are posted as a top contributor on Facebook. Level 35, you get your distinction certificate. And level 50 is just like the level everyone is aiming towards, but it is the final and last level for Crowdsource. I'm sure more will be added, but everyone's striving to get to level 50. So basically, your contributions are helping make a difference, and it's really nice and fun. But as I said, genuine contributions are at the center of this application. So how can you like make genuine contributions? Well, obviously, like you can check the quality of your contributions sometimes. So like I'm just going to use example for the writing. If I know I can't read the word, and I know that even if I try and write it out and it's not going to come out nice, I prefer to skip it because I'm not going to be giving a quality contribution. So kind of like know what you are contributing feels like it is quality. That's how I would do it. That's how I do it with the writing. But I mean, obviously depends. But also like with the when you have to look at images and you have to see like if the car is in the image, I would say look from left to right across the whole picture, because sometimes you just look in the middle and you see nothing, but there was a car in the corner, in that corner, on this side. Half of it was shown, but it's still a car. So like I would say really concentrate really well. That's how we can do genuine contributions and quality contributions. Here are 3 reasons. So put your best effort in, like I said, but don't overthink. If you don't see it, you don't see it. And if you don't see it, don't say no. And you're not sure, just say skip. So understand the question, make sure you understand what it means. Just like read the question over, answer what you think is correct or most likely is correct. And then, as I said, move on if you're not sure. And then this is the wider community of crowdsource. There's a lot of different images in one slide. And then these are the different communities. Ethiopia on the top left, bottom left, Nigeria, top right, Australia. So I'm really excited because I kind of want to create a South African chapter and a South African community so that we can also be a part of this bigger community. Okay, the slide says, well, don't just sit there. So what's next? Download Crowdsource. So it's not available on iOS yet, as far as I know, but I know that they're working on it. The web version is available and it's quite easy and simple to use. I use it and it works nice. So you can download it from Play Store, Google Play Store, or you can visit the web version. Just type in crowdsource.google.com and log in with a Gmail account and then start contributing. And then if you want to like read more about crowdsource, you can go to crowdsource.google.com/about and you can check the website for more information. They give a much more in-depth paragraphs. If you have any feedback that you would like to submit on the product, you can submit feedback through the help option on the product. And I can stay connected on social media. They do have a Facebook page, or whenever you get to a level or you just want to post about crowdsource, just use hashtag Google Crowdsource. And there also is a Twitter community, so be sure to check that out. So you are helping making a difference, and these are some of the Google products that you're helping making a difference to. Maps, Android, Play Store, Photos, Gmail, YouTube, Chrome, and voice recognition, Google Assistant or so. So there's many platforms that you will be helping. And then this is just an example of what Impact can do. Crowdsource users gave answers to landmark verification tasks, and this helped maps achieve more coverage for a two-wheeler or other landmarks coverage in MBU. So this is a great example to see how contributions can be put useful in real life and how it's applied. And it's really kind of cool to see how your contributions can make an impact and is influential in some way. It's a great example. Okay, so I only recently just started creating everything, but you're more than welcome to contact us via the following platforms. We have Gmail, crowdsourcesa@gmail.com. We have Twitter and we have Instagram, and those are our handles. Be sure to follow us for more information. We have started planning like more events that we want to have, and it'll be great to hear from you what you would like us to do in terms of events. And definitely want to look more into artificial intelligence and machine learning. So be sure to follow us so that you can find out about more events that we have in the future. And without further ado, thank you for joining my information session.